Hello and welcome, Reds, to Anfield Road TV, another daily Liverpool news show. If you want to keep up to date on all things Liverpool related, make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below. If you haven't already done so, smash a like on the video, trying to get at least 100 likes on today's episode. If you are watching on the repeat, do let us know your thoughts on Stefan Bajcetic and this potential move for the young Spaniard. If there's any Barcelona fans as well, I'll try and give you the best insight into obviously the highly talented defensive midfielder that you will be getting on loan. But Reds, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll read out all the live comments as well. For anyone just tuning in on the live, big up there, Mark. Mark is torn on Stefan. He thinks he's a great player and he would do well with that loan, but would hate for him to get hurt. In regards, obviously, injuries potentially, Mark, as well. But Reds, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But as obviously Fabrizio Romano, this literally has come out over the last 20 minutes, an exclusive story from the Italian journalist. He's been very busy, and I think he'll be very happy when it's all locked down, really, in terms of the transfer business. He can sit there and relax and enjoy his time because he's been very much working very hard and breaking all these great stories, and certainly the Liverpool news as well over the last week as well. He's been absolutely spot on. But he goes on to add this afternoon exclusive from Romano. Barcelona submit straight loan proposal to Liverpool for the talented midfielder Stefan Bajcetic. More exclusive details. Loan bid is worth in the region of €4 million, a 4 million fee. No buy clause has been discussed at that moment in time. But obviously, after a loan bid from RB Salzburg on Tuesday, now Barca are trying to make it happen after the burnout injury as well. Obviously, Barca did win 2-1 last night. It was an interesting game, that chat. Obviously, I was watching Dani Olmo's first game for Barcelona since he's been registered. And yeah, Dani Olmo, he's a cut amongst the rest, really. I think he's going to be one of the standout players in this season's La Liga. I think he was only on the pitch for half an hour in that second half, and he absolutely demolished him anyway. So, chat, let us know. I'm excited for this move, as we spoke about last night. Do I think Bajcetic potentially might have a long-term future at Liverpool? I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping, but it's how, in terms of Arne Slot does see his vision and plan for not just Stefan Bajcetic, but certain Liverpool players at the football club at this moment in time. But if he does, in reality, and obviously he's a lad with a lot of potential, and we've seen a couple of years ago when he burst onto the Liverpool scene, a goal against, it was Aston Villa as well, obviously scoring in the Premier League, and we were like, hello. I'm going to say here and say I don't watch too much of the under-21s, really, but highly regarded in the Liverpool Academy as well, since we've signed him at a young age. So, yeah, chat, I think this is going to be, in terms of both parties, I think both parties can get a very good deal out of this. Barcelona fans, I think you'll be made up with the potential with Stefan coming in. If he can stay fit, most important thing, he's going to Barcelona. Yes, we've spoke about the current predicaments that they do find themselves. Yeah, Kev, I'll stop that one. But yeah, we'll add Kev in a little second. Just give us the thumbs up when you're ready, lad. I'll put my headphones on. Kev's just going to be joining us in a little second. But chat, let us know. We'll get to all your comments as well. Kev's just setting up in the background. But bear with 1 second there, chance. That's what happens when you live. You do it on the fly, really. Give us the thumbs up when you're ready, mate, and I'll add you into the studio. But big up there, Alan. Go to Pep, please, Stefan, and come back soon. So obviously, Alan, I think, are you in the camp of going to Pep Linders? For me, really, I think in terms of his overall development, I think he'll learn so much more in La Liga. No disrespect to obviously Salzburg. It's a very good squad, good team, good manager as well. Good, obviously, infrastructure in terms of they've got a very good track record of producing some of the best talent in European football as of late over the last 5-10 years as well. But in terms of Barcelona, Alan, I think if he went to them this summer and he's played consistently, and if he somehow got ahead of Frankie de Jong, I think that would be difficult. But if he can do that, I think it's only going to bode well for both parties, really. Bear with me 1 second there, Kev. Just add it in. And there we go, Kev.
Hey, lad.
How are we, lad? How are
Good, good.
happy days. That's much better surroundings.
Good,
Are
very
you?
quiet.
Looks like you're in negotiations in sunny Spain with Stefan Bajcetic.
Here we go.
There we go. Thoughts on Stefan Bajcetic, mate? Oh, obviously, we spoke about him last night, but how do you look at this deal in terms of the long-term development of Stefan? I think it's a very good move forward, I'm being honest.
You know, it could be a very good move if I didn't like Barcelona, if I didn't dislike Barcelona as much as I do. And I find that they have a knack to shoot themselves in the foot. Their ego is just boundless. So, like for me, I would like to see him going under Pep and whatever like that at Salzburg because I know he's going to be given
That's what
full
Chat
game time.
Yeah,
full game time, and you know he'll be adored by the fact that it's the next Liverpool set up there, and you know Bobby Clark is there and all that as well. And I think they could thrive in the middle of the park there. And I think, you know, they're at the caliber, even as young players for Liverpool, as being really good senior players for Salzburg.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just think Barcelona can tend to ruin, you know, a lot of talent, let's say, that seems to go there. Or kids. I don't know. I'd rather see him go to Salzburg, but, you know, whatever develops his career really for Liverpool's benefit.
Yeah, I was going to say, mate, goes across, mate. The Hansi Flick, I think Hansi Flick, he's a very highly talented coach. Obviously, won the obviously awards that we've seen over the last couple of years in his management. I think if he was under the guidance of a manager like Hansi Flick, I know you've alluded to, obviously, Barca in current times, not the Barca of old. Certainly that a lot of us very much grew up watching the legendary players as well. But I quickly get into chat as well. I think they're in agreement with you there, Kev. Some of them are saying keep him going to obviously Salzburg, give him probably will have a bit more opportunity in terms of a consistent starting berth in the squad. Yeah, obviously. But I think just being in that environment though, Kev, it's Barcelona.
It'll give him a boost, like no doubt. But the problem is where Barcelona at now, like you said. If it was the Barcelona of old, you would probably see, you know, him develop under likes of, you know, Vidal or all of these kind of guys. Even when Barcelona were kind of heading down after major peak, you know, you'd have Busquets and Xavi and Iniesta, but we're long past those days, and there's no real legendary footballer there to kind of, you know, learn off of, or what. I know there's not the same at Salzburg, but because they've spent so much money, Barcelona, in recent times, and they're trying to, you know, Dani Almo has come in there or not. Whereas Bajcetic's going to get the game time once Dani Almo is registered. When all of these guys are sitting there, he'll just be a backup player. If he goes to Salzburg, he'll start.
I don't know if you just, before you come on, I don't know if you've seen the tweet. Obviously, there was a big injury to one of their key players, Bernal. He plays in a similar position, and obviously, it looks like, obviously, he was watching a game last night, and it looks like a bad injury. He'll be out for a couple of months, really, and he's very highly regarded. But as Russell said there, Barca have one of the best youth developments in terms of talents, in terms of getting them to play the Liverpool way and the Barca way.
You can see that with Pedri and all these guys, but it's a tough role to play in that kind of, if they are going to kind of use him in the Bernal role, it's going to be a tough role to kind of play for him. They are throw him into the deep end. No, if he gets starts with Barcelona, there's probably is no better place for him to go at, but he won't get time there. And look, it could be huge for his development, or it could be detrimental. I just think he get more time at Salzburg, and I think with the likes of with Pep Linders and even some of the old Liverpool coaching staff there, I think he'll be treated better and looked after better, you know. I just think Salzburg is just a place for him to really get back to his full fitness and really get going again. So we'll see. Well, whatever way it turns out.
Yeah, 100%. It's been out for a year plus the Russell. Obviously, no one's seen Barca this season. I think they'll do really well this season. It's Hansi Flick. Obviously, Xavi, obviously winning the league, and then the way Barca treat legends of that football club is an absolute disgrace. Obviously, Xavi, one of their best players in their history of a football club, and literally won the league, but it's the turmoil, as we know, the financial predicaments as well, and how they can and can't register certain players and offloading players. It's for a club of that stature, but it just goes to show.
It's like Munchausen syndrome, Jack. They develop players there, right? And then it's almost like these players will come back as managers or coaches or whatever like that, and almost do the job for free, and then they'll still be treated like crap by Barcelona. It's that's what it's like. And like with Munchausen syndrome, if anybody doesn't know what it is, it's like when a kidnapper kidnaps you, and then you end up feeling sorry for the kidnapper, and you both become friends after they kidnapped you. That's what a Munchausen syndrome pretty much is. And you start to see it from their point of view. It's all of that, and that's what it's like with Barcelona. They create legends, they create great football club, but then it's almost like the people will come back and die for the club, but the club then will toss them aside, no problem whatsoever. It's just it's not. I just don't like the club as a general. So they're legendary teams. I just don't like the club generally as a whole. How they treat them.
I think everyone expected Messi just to retire at Barca, but you look at what Messi done for that club. Even though he's on big wages and he did financially cripple Barca, but I think you make accommodation.
Probably read the book on Munchausen syndrome and got out of there.
It seems that K-Mac said there as well. I hope you're not. This is mad, isn't it? Mad. Stefan will have 2 years left on his contract. I would not want him to play for one of the best teams in the world, and that's a conundrum, though. K-Mac, innit? Could you imagine goes back home to sunny Spain, enjoys it quite a lot, and
what's the worst case scenario? We get 50 or 60 million from him instead of getting maybe 20 in about 3 years or 2 years. I'll even go for free or in a year's time. I don't know. Look, if he's ever going to play for Liverpool, this is the year he really needs to develop. And then we have to decide if we're going to renew his contract or not. And then it's down to himself if he wants to renew it. If Barcelona start turning his head, I think the benefit for Liverpool is either he'll want to stay at Liverpool and learn a trade at Barcelona, or Liverpool don't want his head being turned by Barcelona the way they are. You know how Barcelona are. They come in, they chin wag in your ear, and they.
Look at what they done with look at what they've done with Suarez and Coutinho. Really.
Yeah.
Like you were
exactly.
But I suppose
they did the same. They did the same to McManaman on Real Madrid side, and they did the same to Owen on that side as well. They're just the kings of, how would they call them?
Certain tactics within football negotiations, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it that.
Kev's got the big dictionaries out today. I think.
Yeah, I know. It's something. I know what you're talking about with it like that, but I'm more of a sneaky,
snidey, getting snidey doing.
Yeah, leechy tactics is what I would call it more so like that. Just downright. That's the way they work. They give you the world, and then once they get you in the door, they'll just say, "Oh, the performer, you're gone." And it's just they promise you everything and turn you into a superstar, and they don't kind of stand by you unless you're kind of like the elite. So it's kind of hard to tell. But at the same time, if Bajcetic goes there, just make sure that Liverpool.
It's guaranteed time, game time.
Yeah, he's guaranteed football, but he's also guaranteed to not have his head turned by Barcelona, and that the whole decision will be with Liverpool, where Bajcetic goes, whether it's re-signing a contract or being sold on for a certain amount. So yeah.
I know an exciting thing is, though, Reds, the position we are in as a football club, that we have got Barca more or less begging us to get Stefan Bajcetic through the door. How times have very much changed with the old FC Barcelona as well. Any Barca fans in or on the post-match, do let us, obviously, your thoughts on this. I think if you can get his loan services this season.
No chance to appear on the Liverpool channel after the 4-0 Jack Bristol.
Oh yeah. What is it? Sergio Busquets is Busquets still tweeted after that famous night, or is it Barcelona's Twitter? I think you've just abandoned their account anyway. We score one, it's over. Well, yeah. So yeah. Hopefully they don't. Bajcetic doesn't get his mobile phone out and just start showing them the Barcelona their Champions League semi-final.
That'd be great. This is the club I came from. Understand that you were training up in that one. So yeah.
How many Champions League?
Know your place. You'd Messi, Suarez, Almo. Everybody was in that team. So yeah.
I just find that mad that Alba was crying in the changing room. He's was a World Cup winner or Euros, whatever he won at an international stage, and one of the biggest left backs in world football. But that's what happens. Like Anfield, when it's on top song.
We put the final nail in the bye bye coffin or bye bye nail to coffin or to Messi leaving. See you later,
Yeah,
man.
well, he didn't certainly get on the microphone at the beginning of the season ever again.
Not-
Yes, there we go.
no, he walks around with high collars these days. No, when he's walking around
Oh,
Barcelona.
he's getting bloody a billion and bloody week by the looks of it anyway over there. Salzburg have done that as well. Yeah, they got obviously congratulations to Solberg as well. Last night they get that qualification for now the 6th season on the run, which is fantastic. So obviously Pep Linder's continuing what is already being getting built really well there. Loan to Salzburg came back saying, and we get Lucas Donaf, the French wonder kid, DM in return. So
I'll take that.
yeah, so I've not seen a lot of them there. Like this goes to show. Obviously, we spoke about it yesterday, Kev, as well. Liverpool, in terms of not just developing the fair starting 11 and the good 15, 16 crop of players, the club, it's about having those opportunities to, i.e., if you can guarantee game time at Barca or at Salzburg, but Salzburg probably one of the best in European football in terms of developing youth talent, and you can guarantee Champions League football as well, and playing probably was, if not the best team in that division as well. It's about building those bridges really for the future of Liverpool.
Yeah, it's all about connections nowadays. I think Liverpool have a good connection with a lot of clubs now these days. A good association where we can send players on loan. We've already seen that with Blackburn. We're seeing it recently with Brentford. We're seeing it recently with Salzburg. Like when you look, we going through the Salzburg route. We have Szoboszlai, we've had Mane, we've had was it Kanate? Was he there? And now we had Bobby Clark going the other way. We could now have Bajcetic going the other way. There's a number of players that came through Salzburg. Or Minamino, wasn't he? Wasn't he one there? And you have a few of them that you could think of that could be deemed as as having a good relationship and a good stead with certain clubs. And Salzburg is definitely prime up there as one of them. Definitely, and Leipzig. I think we have a good relationship with most of the RB clubs. To be honest with you.
Yeah, in terms of obviously the portfolio of Red Bull, I think they've done really well in terms of a business point of view, in terms of their development of both clubs, as Kev's alluded to there. Big up there, Thomas. Good to see you in the comments, mate. A couple of new faces, which is good. Salzburg suits Bajcetic more. I'd agree, Thomas. Obviously, I think I'm guessing you might be a Salzburg fan or whatnot, mate. Welcome. I think the majority of us would agree with that, mate. I want Karim Kanate. He is like Jota but younger, and then I trust Red Bull as well. Yeah, there's going to be plenty of them as well, really. Obviously, the biggest one, obviously, Haaland, and obviously the list is endless. Like, if you just analyse some of the best talent coming through, it's probably coming through the RB system anyway. So it's going to be interesting. You will get minutes at Barca for sure. I'm bigger. Yeah, you have to be a Barcelona fan with that name anyway. The Barcelona guy. Welcome, mate. Anyway, that's the any Barca fans. Please do let us know if we do loan him to your club. Will he be guaranteed minutes? I know a lot of chat are already saying, as Bot said, they're desperate for a DM since Bernal is out for a season, so he'll get game time as well. So that's the main thing. As Mark said, getting Neds now a centre back and a DM. Come on, FSG, get the money, spend it on the right players. And that's the important thing, as you said there, Mark, is the right players are available. Great stream, mate. Nice one, mate. Massive thank you for tuning in, mate. Most importantly. The loan has 50% game time, penalty included. If Stefan is loaned, he will play 100% games as well. That's the key point there, Kevin. Because
is that for Barcelona? Did he lose it for Salzburg?
Not Kev. K-Mac, just elaborate on it if you can, please, mate, in regards to who is that in regards to and where you've seen that, please, mate, just so we can get a bit more clarification.
And apologies for moving around there, lads. My phone just told me that it was overheating because I'm sitting in 41 degrees heat here at the moment. It is nuts.
Yeah. No worries, mate. Don't have to apologise. Thank you for being on that. Barca will make him a better player as well. Yeah, FIC, big up there, mate. That's the thing, like, not just Liverpool, Kev. I think with any loan signings, when you send them out, you want to be guaranteed game time, fundamentally, don't you? Because we've seen many players in their developments go out on loan I think that one of the most disappointing for Liverpool over the last 12 months was obviously Carvalho has left the football club anyway, but a couple of years ago, obviously we loaned him last season to Salzburg. Not Salzburg, sorry. RB Leipzig. And he just didn't get game time. Obviously injuries, and the coach was coming out saying he's not really up to the standard that we anticipated. So we just need to get it really right this season in regards to a player of that quality, really.
Yeah. Look, Carvalho kind of Klopp. The club brought him in. Really, Klopp didn't bring him in at that time. We didn't play with a number 10. I didn't. That's all right, great potential. Maybe Klopp will develop him into a winger or whatever like that. But some players can't be changed. It's you have to kind of look at Nunes and that ilk at the moment. We were on our Klopp system. We were crying out for kind of a number 9 type of guy, whereas Nunes is the guy who plays in the last man and wants to run in behind all the time, and he never receives the ball that much early unless Trent plays it early. So you have to kind of look at it that way. With regards Carvalho, you could see when he was playing kind of further in on the left hand side of that, like further up the midfield there in pre-season, that he was doing well because it was a position that suited him more, and he was getting into the box slightly late or just creating that little bit of space for himself in the box. And you can see that there's an actual player in there, but it just didn't suit what Liverpool wanted to do. And at the end of the day, we could have great players, but they mightn't suit what we do. We've seen that in the past. You look at Aquilani when he was in Italy, he was a fantastic player. He came to Liverpool, he just couldn't get how we played. And, he just looked like a player that never played football before. So it's, there's certain players that are like that. I don't want to mention the corner taker, Iago Aspas. He was brilliant in Spain, and then he came to us and he was absolutely horrible.
It's mad. So, he's banging them in at the age of 37 now in La Liga. So he just might have not been set.
That's his lane. It suits him in La Liga. It just doesn't suit him in the Premier League. And some players just never grow to the Premier League. They never work. I mean, look at Di Maria. Came to Manchester United, played brilliantly before he came. Was crap at Manchester United for 63 million. Left Manchester United and was brilliant again and won a World Cup.
Interesting, 100%, mate. The Barcelona guy, De Jong and Gavi are out until Jan. He will be be a starter right away. He cannot play Pedri in deeper. We need him to create. So big up there, the Barcelona guy. I think Pedri did score last night as well. Or was it Gavi or Pedri? One of them scored anyway. Interesting analysis there, mate. And as I said, obviously I grew up, I think my generation of football fans in general as well. Busquets, everyone like Busquets was redefines the sixth position at that time. Obviously, it was ridiculous. I think, obviously, he's highly regarded, Busquets, but I think in terms of his developments, I think he was very underappreciated in certain quarters of the football fraternity. Really, it's just obviously playing alongside Iniesta and Xavi, you have to be some player. But from a technical aspect, I think because everyone thinks he was like 6'3", 6'4", that he wasn't as technical, mate. Rodri is good, but Busquets, mate, ridiculous footballer. Well, both of them very talented, but it's going to be exciting to say the least.
At the start, Busquets reminded me of what Ruiz is kind of like now, and then he just grew and grew and grew. But he was very lean as well and able to turn quickly on the ball. Very good sitting midfielder.
Hey, we've just mentioned Ruiz.
Yeah, well, Ruiz is kind of similar the way of the same stature, of a type of player, and that's what kind of people saw in Busquets at the start. Because he was coming in for some legendary players there, to play alongside them, and you have to realize that Barcelona kept replacing players with the same ilk of players, the same type of players.
There's Alex Song as well from Arsenal. Like that period in time, I think they brought him in from Arsenal.
Xavi played deep there as well, and they just kept replacing player with good player after player, So
and that's
recently they didn't. But no, they get Bajcetic, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, and that's where Liverpool don't want to be in terms of when we get to a point where we need to replace our star players in our team in a couple of years' time, where we don't replace them for like quality. It's difficult replacing Salah, but we need to be put in a position as a football club in terms of the development. The day will come, but make sure that we are there ready at the queue to get either, obviously, we brought Chiesa in today, but if it's another player after Salah retires, don't be waiting like 3-4 years and going, oh, it's wasted years. But
Look,
we are.
as I said, I trust Michael Edwards, Jack, and I think he's already got his plans in place. I think
It was
some of the
the
fan
Richard
base are just,
Hughes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the negotiator. Like, we can't really kind of say it about Richard Hughes. It's really down to Edwards, who's the guy that really does all the data and studies the players and all that. Richard Hughes does all the talking and the coursing and the deals and all of that kind of stuff. And the both of them have to work as a perfect team together. And so far they're getting it right, I think. I think regardless of the Zubimendi issue, that was a personal choice by the player. It had nothing to do with the club. It had nothing to do with Hughes or Edwards. He promised them the world. He actually did world, and he did say yes. But then he decided to change his mind. So that's
Yeah.
not down to Hughes.
Have
Like,
you
you know,
seen the Chiesa interview already? His
oh,
comments.
when he
Like,
was
just,
coming on
yeah,
the airport, I seen that. He said it's an
he
unbelievable
looked
move
so
for his
happy.
family.
He
Yeah,
looks.
he's
That's what he
delighted.
wants.
I think
Yeah.
he's going to hit the ground running, Jack. To be honest, I think he's going to be flying. And you might quote me on this. People are thinking that he's coming in for Salah, and he will play on that side because he can play all across the
Left
front and
wing.
the midfield.
I
He's
reckon he'll
coming in
be
to
left wing.
challenge Diaz and Gakpo as well, and I think he can lock it because Slot likes a player who takes on 1v1s against defenders. And Diaz doesn't tend to do that. He tends to cut inside, and so does Gakpo. He wants somebody who can go up the line, byline, turn inside, turn outside, turn inside, turn outside. Salah can do that, and Chiesa can do that. And if you tell me that the two of them can lock down both wings for the next couple of years, and that Diaz has the chance to play alongside in any of those positions as well. Because Diaz can play across the front three also. He can play right, he can play middle, and he can play left, but he's more suited to the left. Gakpo can play central and left as well. So we've got an abundance of talent there, but I just don't think that if Chiesa comes in and hits the ground running, one of Gakpo and Diaz are going to go quicker. And you might even see two of them leaving at the same time to get somebody else in. So there might be huge turnovers in the next season or so, I think.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Chat, let us know. Obviously, if anyone's just been in work or whatnot today, we will recap. I did do a show earlier on today, but I don't think YouTube pushed it out, which is disappointing, but it's what it is.
That,
Nice one, lad. And everyone that did tune in, and everyone that watches it on the replay anyway. Come on, YouTube. But we'll quickly summarise for anyone that did miss that episode. Obviously, Nunez did get a 5-match suspension from the Uruguayan Federation as well. Won't go too much into that, but I think it only bodes well, Kev, that he's going to be missing for 5 international games, and it just allows him time to recuperate and just spend time with his family as well. As much as he'd want to be playing with Uruguay, but it's from a selfish point of view, I think
is that Copa doing that, or is it the?
Yeah, it'd be the.
But I mean, if I was the players, then I would go to the court of arbitration and I would sue the American organizers, and I would sue Copa for not protecting the families and not having, because there should be segregation within the crowd for the countries. The notorious countries that are fought, and they put their families right next to the ultras of Colombian fans. It's just what you think was going to happen. It was so poor organization. The American organizers just saw them as this low level South American countries and just said, put them anywhere. And then their families fell in. I know the players are falling in for it. I'd say all of those players should nearly go on strike and hope that their federation fights for their place, fights in their corner. But at the end of the day, regardless of the reactions, they weren't doing it because they lost the game. They did it because their families were being attacked. And that should be looked at more rather than whatever the outcome was in the score.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And obviously, federations and organisations at the top of football, all of them just haven't got a Scooby-Doo, half of them, mate. Like, you got all these big peoples in power, and they can't even do the basic fundamentals of just checking that everything is secure in the stadium and all that. So, don't get me started on that. Obviously, but yeah, and there was even a priest kicking off in the stands. I was like, mate, wow. Yeah, it's just mad as well. But chat, in terms of obviously that one, we had that. Obviously, quickly touching on the comments if you've been in work or whatnot today. Chaser, he's landed in Liverpool, as we know. Probably will get announced before midnight tonight. I know a lot of people might have. It's either going to be midnight tonight or very early on.
Is he doing the medical today, Jack?
Yeah, they will be doing that. Yeah, obviously,
probably 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, did you see that weird video of some fella filming like the discussions chat? If you seen it on social media, like there was a video of like a private like discussion of Chase's agents and the Juve hierarchy in a restaurant in Italy or whatever it was last night. But it's like, mate, I get like there's being a journalist, then there's just some fellow with a camera just zooming in. So like it's like what are you gonna all you're gonna see is agents have a mouthful of scran in it. Like it's just what are you doing? Like I get you want to get the scoop and everything, but you're not really gonna get much there. Really, it's not like it's like Fabrizio's done about 10 like broke the news on Monday and obviously done his exclusive news as well. So it's just mad. But that's the footballing crazy transfer world we live in as well. Kev, I want to quickly talk about the valuation of Chiesa as well, because I think it's an important point.
I just want to laugh at that, dude. He was £100 million player 2 years ago. He had the same injury as Virgil van Dijk, and he's played 33 games for Juve last season. And his take-ons and his progressive passes are huge. He was scoring goals and he was assisting. So that dude, he'd be an £80 million player in 2 years' time again. So.
And there was certain fidget spinners on the wing that were bought for 80 million anyway, so or 90 odd million. So it's chat. Yeah, we'll enjoy it. And I tell you what, as I said on my show this morning, as Kev alluded to, for me, when he's back to full well, if he plays to his maximum, Chiesa, he gets ahead of Diaz for me, if I'm being honest. That's my own views. Obviously, everyone might be thinking different, but he's not going to just come in and be like four-fifth choice. He will have that ambition, Kev, to want them to break into that forward line. And he's going to have Champions League football. Could you imagine we're playing like Preston North End in the League Cup, and they're going to be coming up against Chiesa, Gakpo, and Diaz or something? They're all going to be like, lads, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's not I won't be a behind closed doors training match this time. So that's the difference. But look, Chiesa played more games last season than Jota. He played more games last season than Trent, who was out injured for most of the season. He played more games last season than Alisson did. If you remember, Keller played more games than Alisson last season. He played more games than who else is there? Probably even starts than Nunes did. Robertson. He played more games than Robertson last season. But yet he's a finished player. Jack, we got him for £10.9 million, or whatever you want to call €13 million plus add-ons, which is about eight up front, 4 next year, and another 3 or something like that on top of it. That's pittance of money. Unless the medical shows up another Nabil Fekir or a Euro kind of situation where his knee's about to fall apart, and then the deal is called off. But I can't see that happening because they've seen his early records. Yeah,
Dom Solanke's feeling. That's all it is. Dom Solanke's sell-on clause is more or less paid for the large majority of that transfer fee.
Dom Solanke moving to Spurs, paid for Chiesa to come to Liverpool.
That is a joke. And that is how you function as a football club.
Yeah. We get. I'd call us that all day long if we said it. I'd take it. It doesn't mean it means we're not in £700 million in debt, FC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's how you run a football club properly.
No, I don't want the club to be run that way and then not be challenging at the top or not be challenging. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, lads. I'm always one for Net Spend FC, but we've been consistently keeping the league from being a farmers' league for the last 10 years against City. 8 out of the last 10 years against City. And, we've been getting the Champions League finals 3 times and winning one of them, and, pretty much only finishing 90 plus points on multiple occasions. I mean, and that's without spending too much or spending when we need to and spending right. So, look, I'm very happy with the way Edwards' thinking boards into the club. He's in the current format for what any club would need to survive without needing to be at Chelsea.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Just quickly rattle through any questions that you want to pose to anyone in chat. Get them in, and obviously we'll answer them as well and pose it back to you as well, everyone. It's 40 people in here, chat. You can get those likes up. It'd be very much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button down below. All the links to all the articles that we do feature in all the shows are in the description. So please do check them out. Drop Paul Joyce and obviously Fabrizio. Drop them all a follow on all the social media links as well.
I'm starting to want the Fabrizio, Jack.
Yeah, he's
starting to do his job properly lately, isn't he? He's not a bit of a tapping merchant anymore. He's getting the exclusives now.
No, so, I'm telling you now, he's rubbed shoulders in a good way in terms of Liverpool's hierarchy. I think obviously he's just.
I think we're just glad he stopped speaking about Chelsea all the time. That's all.
Yeah, but it's one of them, mate. It's the modern era we find ourselves in. I know people have to go with Rizzo, but for me, he is the hardest working sports journalist out there,
Yeah,
and the work in which he
yeah,
does. I get he'll have obviously a team, but I think I seen a documentary a couple of years ago where he said it's literally him on his own. But if it's
yeah.
still him on his own, and he's doing the tweets and he's doing all the media work, doing interviews for other sporting organisations as well, he's probably he's the biggest sports journalist in world football. Him and David Ornstein, two of the best in the business, and will continue to do so in terms of the great work they do. So, um, yeah, it's amazing work, and but he's as big as he is because of all the hard work he puts in. And people might go, "Oh, hard work," but mate, like it's difficult even doing a show and everyone that runs a channel as well or any social media content for that matter, but non-stop, and obviously he deserves all the plaudits as well. But in terms of quickly getting through this, as Wiggs has said here, surely with Bajcetic going on loan, Kev, follow this up as well, chat with Wiggs. Potentially, we're all hoping upon hope that is the case, Kev, aren't we?
Well, we're
Think.
hoping that it is, but I mean that they're refusing deals for Tyler Martin. So is that telling me that
Hmm.
Slot wants to see what he can do in a pivot role? Will he be given an opportunity, and then maybe we go all out in January if we need to? We just need to stay within touching distance of City and Arsenal, and then
Yeah.
maybe give it a go. We know this is kind of like a transition year for us. We want to be battling for the league, and we want to be battling for everything. But there's also a window for us to improve, and the players like if Bajcetic is going and they're keeping Martin, and maybe there is backup there. But look, we have an abundance of midfielders. The only way I can explain it to everybody is that like we still have Jones and we still have Elliott in there. Nobody's talking about them because they haven't really started games this season. But if you have, let's say, Gravenberch and Soboslai and McAllister are your first choices in there, we know that Maka can come in and play in that kind of like deeper of the two pivot roles. And we know that it still allows us to go forward because we're mostly going to be a possession-based team rather than just gegenpressing. So, because
Mhm.
gegenpressing is getting the ball back as quickly as possible, whereas with the way Slot plays, he doesn't like to lose the ball at all. So that's the difference. So it's not about gegenpressing and having to counter press all the time. It's all about pressing the other team with control and possession. But we have Gravenberch. If Gravenberch got injured or something like that, you'll have Mack and Sabas, maybe a Jones on the left hand side or an Elliott on the right hand side. They can still drop in there. In the long run, you can have Diaz or Gakpo up front with Jota or Nunes, and then with Salah, and then Chiesa can also drop into that left or right attacking midfield kind of role as well if you wanted to. So I think Slot's kind of filling in the places that if people have to drop back a bit just to help somebody else, or somebody's not playing. We're not forgetting where Taro Endo is in there as well. Maybe he can learn to play the slot role eventually, just even to come in as cover. So we have an abundance of people that can do the role in there. But for me, the more important role is to probably get a left-sided foot centre back in there now. Like if we were still with Klopp last season, I'd say, bang, yeah, get me a number 6 in there straight away. We need a number 6. We need a number
The
6. We
way
need a
we
number 6.
played with
Yeah,
Klopp as well, though, Kev, it was so
yeah,
evident.
it
But
is. Yeah,
as we've all said as Liverpool
yeah.
fans, we
All the
are.
midfielders depend on the slot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
team.
yeah,
It's refreshing to see, mate, isn't
yeah,
it? Like,
yeah,
it's not just a case of them all running around like headless chickens, chat, in
yeah.
terms of this players. There's a structure to it. Like, the right wingers dropping deep into positions and covering Trent on the overlap. They are properly coached now. And I say that with chess because there was certain elements over the last 2 years under Klopp where you were like, come on, lads, what are you doing? Like, and they'd obviously in-house arguments and there was a lot of disagreements as well. And obviously Klopp probably told them off quite a fair bit, but like with anything, if you get told off enough, it just goes over the head really and doesn't really have that impact. And hence why Jurgen Klopp said his time was up really and said best for him to move on. But
He didn't have
what
to
a
drive anymore for it. He didn't want to replace the team anymore. He had no interest in doing it. The team didn't want to be replaced. They got comfortable. It was just a bunch of little things that kind of came together just to make the club get a little bit lackadaisical with regards to trying to improve and bring in and eye up more talent and bring it through. They were relying too much on some of the youth that was in the squad that mightn't have ever made it, as we've seen now on the slot. So there was a lot of stuff, but look, they were still doing the right thing. in their era because of the way they play. But now Slot's doing it a different way, and he's doing it his way, and we have to trust in that. And so far, it's working. He's playing really good football. Big test on Sunday, and we can see where we go from there. There's another couple of good, handy games after that game, after the international break. But you know, I'm just looking forward to seeing what football he can bring, and if he can keep pace with City, and how rotation works within the squad as he goes forward, and legs start to tire. That's what I want to see.
Exciting times, Kev. Exciting
Yeah.
times. Reds as well. And we're not excited for this season after signing Chiesa as well. Then I don't know what you're doing supporting Liverpool. Like he's going to get about 50 goals this season.
Whoever K-Mac said there that Martin was going to go in and cover, that's the dude I wanted in Liverpool when we were under Klopp as a number 6.
Yeah.
Probably still take him as a pivot, to be honest with you. He's very good.
Right, bear with me on second chat. We'll rattle through all these comments as well. Keep on getting them in as well, chat. Got any questions for each other, or me or Kev or whatnot? Get them in. Slanky, yeah, it's mad that Russell in it, but that's good business. Either way, as I said, smart business. Russell, yeah, as I said on this morning show, chat, go and check it out if you've got Amazon Prime. Obviously, the Juve documentary, it's really insightful in terms of just how he comes across, really. He's a good lad, and obviously speaking better English than me, as I said this morning. Chiesa, I know that's not difficult, but he's certainly already very fluent, and I'm pretty sure it won't take him it won't take him a hard of a time to get used to Scouse as well. He'll be coming
it only took you 3 shows to get his name right.
Yeah, eventually. Maybe you might do an interview with him. Yeah, I'll have to speak a lot slower. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Is it arrivederci? I think that means bye in Italian.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, so there we go. I know some Italian words, not a whole sentence. So,
ciao bella.
Ciao bella.
I know another few, and I'm not going to say them on here because somebody's Italian and chat and take offense.
Nah, we try our best. To learn the language, that is as well. Fabrizio is a one-man army. Yeah, it's good work he does, mate. Good work, very good work. Russell Slot is likes the young players and use loads of fine old youth players and turn them into monsters. I can see Trey and Morton doing the same as well. Right, keep on rattling through these as well. Big up there, easy. Morton's staying, so we won't be signing a midfielder. I'm encouraged by the fact Leverkusen, Leipzig, and Atalanta have looked at Morton's data and thought he'd be a good signing. So
we've got Edwards. He's also looked at the data and said no to everybody.
Yeah,
he said, we give him a chance here. And Liverpool fans have to get behind Martin if he's staying as well. You can't just say, we're bringing a youth fella through. There's no point in having an academy, lads, if you're not going to bring 1 or 2 of them through every couple of seasons. And if Martin's breakout season is this season to shine, then so be it. Even if it means that it doesn't appease your worries about getting a signing in for a position that we don't use anymore. This is my big thing. We don't use the number 6 position properly anymore like we used to with Klopp. So we've got a couple. We've got more of central midfielders that can defend and progressively pass as well. Slot is all about progressive passing, all about it. You can defend. Everybody has to learn how to defend, but they all have to be able to progressive pass, and that's the way it is, and put progressive pressure on. And that's why we're not going for an out-and-out 6 that just sits there and slides all day long. Gravenberch works hard. He retains the ball. He can hold the ball. He can move forward. He can slap people in. Some of his dip passes over the top to Salah they're going to come off a treat this season. Watch, Salah will get about 3 or 4 goals this season alone just from the little dipping balls from Gravenberch. Mark my words on that. Let's put a bet down on that. I'm telling you, that's going to happen.
McConnell as well. I don't know. I don't want to jinx McConnell really because I was bigging up Harvey Blair this season at the beginning of the year, and he's gone to Portsmouth. So McConnell, I'm hoping he develops off the back of last year. A very young, good prospect coming through. For what the shades of what we did see of the young lad last year, I think he'd done the best he possibly could, really. And if we potentially lowered him out or... Sorry, McConnell of Liverpool, get ready. Yeah, hopefully that is not the case. But I think... if we can develop him as well, I think he could be a very interesting player for the couple of years to come as well.
You just jinxed him now, Jack. He's going to go. He's going to be sold down in the next window.
McConnell, if you need an agent, you know where I am. If
there's a player you don't like in the team, Jack, just say he's going to come on. He's going to go strong, and then he'll be sold in the next window.
Kev, I don't know if you've seen the fanfare last night, Kev. I know a lot of you are quite active on social media, especially on X. Before they went to bed, there was all this utter nonsense in regards to Nunes.
I've seen that.
Like
Some random Arsenal account says Nunes is in talks with Arsenal to do this,
just
and everybody jumped on it. Like it was really, I was oblivious to it until this morning. I even put it in our chat. I said, lads, all the Arsenal fan base has gone into meltdown, but nobody credible has said anything, and nothing has happened, and we're oblivious to it. So yeah.
As we live in a day of like, just make sure you fact check everything, really, especially when it comes to sports news stories as well. Just please go to the respected journalist out there. You know what to do. But I'm not speaking about Liverpool fans. I'm speaking to Arsenal fans. Yeah. We're finishing above you this season anyway. So
yeah, sorry, they're getting better City fans really.
The less I say, the better anyway. So, do we listen to Fabrizio Fab say straight loan with Dave saying, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Uslata, hopefully I've said that right, mate. Apologies. But obviously the story will be developing over the last couple of hours. But I'd say obviously both.
I think Victor's more the journalist guy. I think Dave O.C. Cop is just a guy with a bit of information on Twitter.
He's a journalist as well.
I know he's a journalist, but he's I don't see him breaking news. I see him kind of just passing on news pretty much that Joyce and Cole get. The odd time I've seen him put something up first, but don't all these journalists kind of scratch each other on the back where they allow somebody to release something faster? Then others, they say, look, it's your turn, you can release it now, or you can do this and that. I don't know. I've never really read it. There's only a handful of journalists I read out there, anyway, so that's me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I do like Dave O.C. Cop as well. He's a good,
he's a good lad, yeah.
Good journalist as well. And so make sure you head over and follow Dave O.C. Cop on all socials, and on all of them, really. As I said, it's the world of journalism, really. It's just about how you can get the scoop from certain different angles as well. Obviously, you got the Henderson news spot on a couple of months ago as well in regards to his move to Saudi Arabia. It's the Saudi Pro League, obviously. So plenty of stories will be breaking over the next couple of summer windows anyway. So make sure you do follow them all and chat. Everyone, we all type in. Sorry for the Barca fans in. Just randomly, just spam for now.
No, but I get it. He's in with all the academies and stuff like that. I do get it. I just thought I normally see Joyce and Cole breaking it before all them. I'm not saying anybody's a bad journalist. I'm just saying I haven't really. It's never popped up my timeline where he's done it first. So that's
good lad. Big up to Ellie. Big up there, Ellie. There's a report that Bajcetic to Barca as a 30. Ellie, at the minute, mate, obviously, I'll refresh my timeline, but as I said, mate, do your own due diligence, really. As I said to everyone, just listen to, obviously, David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, really, because everything Liverpool-related, Fab, this week, he's got absolutely spot on. I'm going to refresh my timeline because, as we know, it can develop very quickly as we are on air.
Exactly what I was doing. I was just refreshing chat because I couldn't see anywhere. I was way back to even before the chat or the message you put up. I'm seeing them all now. Okay.
Indies. Speaking of ITKs, Indy, he's on a madness. He's back. But anyone that doesn't have social media, but Indy Callier as well.
Oh, the mind him. That's the dude I was confused with at the start. That's who I nearly got confused with, him and Dave at the start. I just came back and just set me right there with the Irish guy, because every time I see Indy Caley up on the timeline, that's who I got confused with. OG Cop at the start. I know. It's afterwards when you said it, I had to look twice and realize, okay, yeah, he is the journalist guy, but doesn't he do most of the youth stuff? So yeah, I realized. But yeah, he's Irish like me. Yeah, I get it. But the Indy Caley fella, that lad's just run a mile from that dude. Run a mile from all of these guys.
Like fair play, he gets the interactions and all that, and he fair enough. And I think has he got a blue tick? Yeah, he has. So he's making money off Twitter. So or X, sorry. But fair play. It's part of the game.
Have a blue tick. I didn't even realize I did it about a year and a half ago. I was just saying, hey, do you want to upgrade to this? You don't get much things, and you can make every revenue. I goes, grand, yeah, it's a £10 a month or something. So I just threw it down there.
It's the amazing world of social media. You can chill on a couch or whatnot and just start tweeting and get like paid hundreds of pounds.
If I do 10 tweets a year, it's a lot. I don't even know why are you at it, to be honest with you.
How the world has changed. Some interesting quotes coming out as well as we are on air in regards to Chiesa. He said, I'm ready to start a new adventure. Want to say goodbye to Juve fans. Thank you for your affection. Well,
So what K-Mac put down, that's not Grizz.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No,
It's not Grizz, no.
no, it's Chat and Bear Wham. Both of yous. Both of yous are Chat and
I,
Bear Wham.
I was just
I'm
saying, I don't
trying
know
to
who the
present
guy
the
is.
news. No, just
I've been on Grizz's show a few times. He's like Grizz is a big fan, but still,
it's
there's no
not.
way he's in the Kayla.
Kev, how many bevies have you had today?
None. I've had my first one. It's my first one.
Guys, so we've had, in terms of Chiesa, there's some images coming out over the last 20 minutes as well.
Okay.
Looks very excited with his girlfriend, and as you can tell, yeah, you won players and smiling like that. The announcement's probably coming in the next 12 hours in regards to Federico Chiesa getting the official announcements on Liverpool's website as well. But yeah, I think we're more or less going to rattle off here as well, Kev. But where can everyone find you, Kev, in terms of obviously all your social links and
None of Twitter most of the time because I don't know half these fellas. But anyway,
do some research, Kev, whilst you sit
no,
there.
I know. I follow I thought he just dealt into the youth crowd, but the Indicala fellas, the fella that first popped into my mind when you mentioned the name. But K-Mac is after confused me. They're now telling me that Indicala is Grizz. I was like, no way, is that the same person? All right, so like on a like a second pseudonym or whatever it's called. Anyway, all the lads I know are of the above. They're all sound lads. I just don't know him and Indicala, and I just see him as one of these ITKs online. You can find me at Spider LFC on most socials around the place for the football, and Irish Spider Guy for most of the game and stuff.
Yeah, nice one, lad. Everyone, massive thank you. Make sure you follow all obviously the journals as well. Fabrizio has been spot on, absolutely. This week,
there's no update on Stefan Bajcetic's loan offer.
Let's have a little look before we do head off. In regards to, I'm not seeing anything at the minute. Where's this coming from, Chas? Yeah, K-Mac, you've got to link the journalist really so we can get the tweets up as well, mate. Because anyone can be tweeting this. I'm literally refreshing my timeline, and that's not come from Romano or David Ornstein at the minute. It might be, there we go. Literally spot on. K-Mac, spot on. So the current bid, more than Stefan Bajcetic, current bid straight 4 million loan. I think it's more or less what we've just been saying as well. Yeah, it's exactly what we spoke about at the top of the show. Yeah, so it'll be interesting, as K-Mac said there.
Easy Ali made a good point there of the reason why it could be really appealing for Bajcetic to go to Barca. Thiago.
No, but he's left. He's left Barcelona. Thiago.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay.
He was pictured at Liverpool this week. Well, not this week, but last couple of weeks as well, with the Liverpool players. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Is he not coaching there? And back and forth?
No. He was for like a couple of weeks, but he's no longer coaching.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was easy, yeah. But now he's not there, lad. Not selling Bajcetic is a massive mistake. Interesting there, Russell. Yeah, as K-Mac said there, he's back on Merseyside now. Okay. But Kev, massive thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Chat, we will be live again this evening for a late night show. The show's coming thick and fast. Obviously, we will have a very long transfer deadline day show. Kev, hopefully you join us tomorrow for the Champions League draw. Hopefully
what time is that?
I think it's 5 p.m. UK time, chat, innit? So we'll probably start the show probably 5:30, really, because we know how long that Champions League. Me and Kev done, was it the stream a couple of years ago?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
It was about, it was like as long as it was the Lord of the Rings film extended version, mate, or something. It was a joke. It was on for about 10 hours. But a massive thank you, Kev.
We do take a poll on the first person that can't open a ball. Or
now it's just clicking the space bar. Yeah, it's literally clicking the space bar and running the computer software. So then Liverpool to get Barcelona. We'll just start getting all the top teams. But it's going to be
interesting. What tier are we in? What pot are we in?
I think we'll be in pot 1, won't we? Yeah, I think in terms of our Champions League heritage, in terms of the qualification.
I don't know why. I've got Dortmund in my head for this season. So we might get them. Yeah. I don't know why. But
as I say, yeah, as Wiggs has said, yeah, we'll go for another couple of minutes really in terms of Champions League. The expectation. It's going to be interesting. Have you seen the layup of the draw tomorrow,
Yeah,
Kev.
no, I think it's a piece I didn't know what pot we were in. I'm sitting, as you know, I'm on holidays at the moment, so I'm barely getting 5 minutes to sit down with the kids. I have to book this hour off every single time. But but I'm going to sit down in a minute when they go to sleep, and I can go through the whole pot setup. But I want to see, because I want to look at the format fully properly, and get into it, so I can fully delve into how I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. But because I want to see which tiers play which throughout that league format. So yeah,
It is
it's a nuts new setup.
It is exciting, chat, and
Um,
make sure you do tune in tomorrow for that
Good question.
episode. This is what it's all about. This is what it's, and could you imagine being an Aston Villa fan as well?
Yeah.
It's what football's all about, especially getting into the top four as well. I think Villa fans will be hoping that they don't get a lot of injuries. Obviously, don't do a Newcastle that they done last year as well. But that's what he's
From
required.
Velasquez, Louise, and Diaby as well. You know, so
but I think they've got.
Louise is a big player for them.
Yeah, I think there's levels to the game in regards to Eddie Howe and Unai Emery. Sorry, Eddie, but Unai Emery very well advanced in European football as well. Even though his Champions League record is not the greatest, obviously leading the side. Was he in charge of that Villarreal side that we played a couple of seasons ago? Might have been.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. With the comeback,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so chat, plenty of discussion today. Spoke about obviously quickly on that news at top of the show. Bajcetic potentially looking like he might be going to Barcelona, but as we know at this moment in time, might get announced in the next couple of hours. Post this video's live. Obviously, he might be going to Salzburg, or he might be going to Barca. It's a great option to have as a football club, and certainly for Stefan, if he can get that guaranteed game time, as you've already alluded to, chat. Massive thank you. Potential buy on sell on clause or whatnot. I think we might get a bit more news in regards to that as well. A bit more clarity is the main thing in regards to that story as well. So, yeah, exciting times to be a Red chat. Keita is on Merseyside. The official and confirmation from the club might be tonight, but if not tonight, it will be very much early, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning job for Liverpool's official club sources as well. Yeah,
that's
I'm excited.
Good. That's 9 a.m. my time, so I'll be wide awake.
Yeah,
that's great.
There we go. So, Kev, chat, have a lovely rest of your evening.
I'm going to go off and apologise to Dave O.C. Cop for calling him Indy Kayla. And
that's right. You're up at AM anyway.
Yeah, I'm new to Twitter. Just leave me alone. All right, I can recognise the names, but I'm new to some of them. All right. So yeah,
there we go. It's all good, lad.
Thinking you're Indy Kayla for a second. The minute came back mentioned, I was like, "Oh, that's the guy I was thinking of." Yeah, there you go.
All good, lad. All good. And chat, have a lovely evening as well. I know Kev's going to be drinking some sangrias or a bit of Madri in the sun as well.
One little beer. I'm all right. It's literally, what time is it now? It's now 7:45 at night, and it's still 37 degrees. So,
yeah. But chat, see you later. Massive thank you. Drop a like on the way out as well. You never walk alone. And see you again tonight.